The Knights Templar, warrior monks sworn to protect Christendom from its enemies. In the High Middle Ages, the Templars were one of the most powerful organizations in Europe. Yet they began as 9 poor brother knights in Jerusalem, dependent on charity and committed to protecting pilgrims traveling through the Holy Land. How did a small, impoverished band transform into an international organization capable of fielding the era's most fearsome fighting force? The answer lies not in raw military strength, but in something far subtler. (1190), the Kingdom of Portugal, at the head of a tremendous army, Al-Mansur, Caliph of the Almohads of North Africa, advances. His target, the frontier castle of Tomar. Tomar is defended by a small force of Knights Templar. Their leader is Gwaldine Pais. Despite being greatly outnumbered, the Templars hold out for 6 days. The Almohads make several assaults on the walls, but each time they are repulsed by the brother knights. Finally, the Almohads breach the fortress gates, but Gwaldine leads a counterattack, which devastates the Almohad troops. So heavy are Almohad casualties during this attack that from then on, the entrance to Tomar is known as the Gate of Blood. The Almohads are defeated. The Templars have once again shown why they are known as Christendom's greatest warriors. By 1190, the Templars had a major presence not only in Portugal, but all over Christian Europe. Yet their beginnings were humble. In 1099, knights from Christian Europe conquered Jerusalem. They established a kingdom meant to provide safe access for Christian pilgrims visiting the holy sites associated with Christ's life. However, the territory was still dangerous, and the Christian king of Jerusalem had few soldiers at his disposal. To solve this dilemma, a group of 9 knights formed a brotherhood sworn to defend Christian pilgrims. Their leader was Hugh of Payenne. These knights renounced wealth and lands back home. They relied upon donations for equipment and horses, and spent their days escorting pilgrims through the dangerous Palestinian countryside. For some years, the Templars remained an obscure organization, but in the 1120s, they attracted the endorsement of Saint Bernard of Clairvaux, founder of the Cistercians, and a leading reformer of Benedictine monasticism. Bernard's personal integrity, commitment to reform, and rich spirituality made him perhaps the most influential man of his era. This in itself tells us much about the 12th century, a time when an individual of such authenticity could rise to such prominence. In his famous treatise, In Praise of the New Knighthood, Bernard articulates the mission of the Templars. This is, I say, a new kind of knighthood, and one unknown to the ages gone by. It ceaselessly wages a twofold war, both against flesh and blood, and against a spiritual army of evil. Go forth confidently, then, you knights, and repel the foes of the cross of Christ with a stalwart heart. For Bernard, the Templars combined the highest ideals of the monk and the knight. He recognized great holiness in their mission. Bernard's articulation of this concept of a new knighthood provided the Templars with something indispensable, an ideological framework that resonated deeply with European Christian civilization. Following Bernard's endorsement, the Templars won the esteem of great men and women throughout Christendom. Endowments poured in, and Templar operations flourished. Their knights fought in Spain, Portugal, the Holy Land, and virtually everywhere else that Christians waged crusade. They became the key defenders of the Crusader states and developed an iron discipline that made them the greatest cavalry warriors of their age. Science fiction writers have long peddled fantasies of the Templars as a secret cult with access to some esoteric power. But the truth is, the root of Templar power was the articulation of an idea by Saint Bernard of Clairvaux. Bernard's elegant conception of the Templars' mission proved to be definitive. It won for the Templars the backing of their civilization, gaining them the means to realize a high level of organization and military discipline. The rise of the Templars is a testament to the power of a well-articulated idea. Without St. Bernard's conceptualization, would the Templars have achieved such universal esteem? Monks fighting as knights was a radical concept at the dawn of the 12th century, and yet St. Bernard understood that it answered a powerful need of the age. Indeed, it was the natural child of Pope Urban II's vision of the Crusader, who shuns war for worldly ends, and instead wields his sword in God's cause. Bernard's new knighthood not only defined the Templars, it helped shape the burgeoning concept of the Christian knight, fighting not for power, but for love of God and neighbor. If you like this video, check out my novel of the Crusades, Why Does the Heathen Rage? Click the link below.